India versus Japan, that intense match has now gotten over. The one standard performer as far as the match is concerned has to be the Japanese goalkeeper. Well, he was just on some other level today. Quarter after quarter just made things difficult for the Indian side, who could only get past him on one occasion. India, though, would be the more frustrated team at the moment, because all across you saw it took India 10 penalty corners for them to finally score. The first 9 penalty corners, India wasn't able to convert any of those penalty corners. Just the 10th penalty corner which India managed to convert, and it was that much needed equalizer that India had needed. It was Harmanpreet who scored that goal, and India then drew level just at the stroke of the third quarter. The 43rd minute is when India scored, but let's just now go quarter by quarter. India was first frustrated in the first quarter when they had plenty of possession, and their frustration then grew for India because there were a couple of chances which should come in a matter of seconds, and they weren't able to convert any of those. As a result, you saw India missing out, on as many as 3 penalty corners which had come in quick succession for them in the first quarter. They weren't able to convert. In the second session, rather in the second quarter, talking about how things panned out, it was then in the 18th minute that Japan scored, and then there was some noise over there. There was the stadium went quiet, but as far as the Indian camp was concerned, there was noise and a sense of worry over there, because by then the frustration had reached a point where the Japanese were defending so deep that the Indians weren't able to breach the defense. But what happened after India conceded was they weren't quite able to contain the ball, and that's where things started to fall apart. Fresh start then for Team India in the third quarter, where they again started to rebuild, but the agony remained because they were still not able to convert any of those penalty corners. There were a few before the goal had also come, but in the 43rd minute when India got the penalty corner, that's when they finally converted. It was the 10th goal, it was the 10th penalty corner, beg your pardon, and that's when India converted the chance finally and got that much needed equalizer. Now about the fourth quarter, let's talk about that now. Again, very intense chances for both the sides. Japan weren't quite as defensive as they looked in the preceding 2 quarters. They did put up a strong fight against India in the fourth quarter. There were a couple of times that the Indian defense had to step up. Couple of chances for India as well, but again the frustration, everything. One thing that the Japanese did extremely well was challenge this Indian side with their strong defense, and the Indians weren't quite able to breach this Japanese defense. And this is when you look at this match in a nutshell, this is what it was. A fair scoreline, I would say, 1-1. It's ended with, and both teams would probably feel that they deserve those points. India though could feel that they had the ball much more, they had the possession much more. But remember, credit to the Japanese as well for the kind of fight that they put up. A very strong show from the Japanese, by the way, given that they lost to Malaysia just yesterday. As far as India concerned, a strong win for them against China yesterday, but then things didn't quite work out the way they would have wanted today. So the Indians have had to settle for a 1-1 scoreline over here. What ahead now for Team India as we continue to track the Asian Champions Trophy here at Sports Day? Well, now on the 6th of August, they will now be playing their next match, and that will be against Malaysia. So that is what lies ahead for Team India. But as of now, they'll be happy with the kind of start that they've had. Full points after that convincing win against Japan, but they've had to share the points today against Japan in a very well and intensely fought match. Don't forget to like and share, subscribe to Sports Day if you want to stay updated with everything happening in the world of sports. We like to keep you informed with everything that's happening, and tap that bell icon so that you know when we go live.